Here's your Premier League news and transfer window update with me, Harry Scarfe, football content creator and YouTuber. Welcome back to Chris Cowlin's channel. I want to thank Chris Cowlin firstly for this opportunity to deliver this video and talk to you guys once again, which is always a pleasure. If you're new though, please do like and subscribe. Let's get into the headlines first and we'll dissect them and I'll give my opinions. Fabrizio Romano reports that Sporting striker Victor Gyökeres doesn't open doors to any other solution, only Arsenal, as club-to-club talks continue behind the scenes. Fabrizio Romano reports that Liverpool plan to advance for new deal talks with talented winger Rigo Numathora. Discussions ongoing for 2008-born talent to sign a new long-term contract with the Reds. Fabrizio Romano reports that no talks or negotiations for Christian Romero between Tottenham and Atletico Madrid, as he reported as well earlier in the week. The story is completely quiet now, and Spurs expect Romero to stay at the club this summer. Victor Gyökeres said, "I only think about scoring and winning. It changes everything. Premier League, I spent several years there without being able to play a single match. So, of course, it's something I'd like to do. It'd be great revenge." That's what he told El Equipe. Fabrizio Romano reports that Chelsea winger Noni Madueke has returned to England from the US with medical tests to follow as new Arsenal player. All documents are ready between clubs after £52 million package deal agreed on Thursday. Fabrizio Romano reports that former Liverpool midfielder Jordan Henderson's 2-year deal at his new club Brentford has been signed and will be announced in the upcoming days. It's official, Matthias Arbogou joins RC Strasbourg on a permanent deal from Chelsea on a 5-year contract too. Chelsea also maintain a buyback clause for the midfielder who previously joined Chelsea just back in January from Saint Etienne, so a very quick sale from Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano reports that Arsenal have made progress in recent days for Ethan Nwaneri's new deal. The club has presented a vision and a project for Nwaneri for the upcoming years, including discussions on his game time. Arsenal are hopeful to get the green light and sign a new contract soon. Sporting president on Gyökeres not turning up for pre-season. He said if they don't want to pay Victor's fair market value, we're very comfortable with that for the next 3 years. This strategy is also making it more complicated for the player to leave. Nobody is above the interests of the club, whoever they are. We're calm. Everything will be resolved with the market closing, a hefty fine and an apology to the group. Fabrizio Romano reports that Fenerbahce's next priority will be to advance for defender Skriniar and attacker Marco Asensio. There's been no concrete talks for Aston Villa winger Leon Bailey so far. Fabrizio Romano again reports that Manchester United remain in active talks for Brentford winger Brian Mbeumo also this weekend, hopeful to get the green light by the end of next week. The player maintains his word. He wants to join Manchester United. He's not entertaining talks with any other club. He only wants Manchester United. Sky Sports report that Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana has suffered a hamstring injury in pre-season training. He's currently been assessed and he's on the road to recovery. Sporting president reports and confirms that striker Victor Gyökeres will face disciplinary proceedings at the club after failing to turn up to training on Saturday. That is your Premier League headlines, the Premier League news, including transfer news in the last 24 hours. So let's go through and dissect them because those are the headlines. There's quite a few, so let's break them down briefly. So the first one we'll start with is the Victor Gyökeres one. He only wants Arsenal. That seems crystal clear. And also we got where he kind of gave a few quotes, a few words. So he wants to move to Arsenal. Fair enough. So it looks like I always think the player wants to move. It's going to happen in the end. But Sporting seem very clear on their position and Arsenal reluctant to pay it, which I can understand as well because they paid a lot of money for players this summer. A lot of different players have brought in. Zubimendi, Kepa, Madueke. They are splashing the cash. They can't really splash the cash everywhere. I want to skip to the Romero one. It looks like he's going to stay at my club, Tottenham, which I'm very, very happy about. I don't expect Romero to leave unless there is any big offer. So it looks like that's now quiet. All of a sudden, Spurs becoming a force for next season, in particular if that Gibbs White deal does go through. Madueke to Arsenal for 52 million package. I don't think that's an awful deal at all for Chelsea. I think they've probably got a better deal out of the two teams from what we know and what's been reported anyway, from the likes of Fabrizio Romano in this case. However, I just think it makes the Langer deal that Newcastle secured and the Mohamed Kudus deal that Tottenham secured look a lot better, because I think Madueke isn't a £52 million player. But hey ho. Jordan Henderson, I think that's the big story here, the big headline. He wanted to, it was always a possibility he could return to the Premier League. He wanted the Premier League. I didn't see it happening at Brentford, but if you think about it, it does make sense as that Christian Norgard replacement. And I think it keeps Jordan Henderson's personal ambition, personal, aspirations and goals, I think, which will be, playing in the World Cup next year under Thomas Tuchel. I think that keeps it alive if he can get regular minutes at Brentford, which he will. Matthias Arbogou leaving Chelsea to join RC Strasbourg is interesting because Chelsea only signed him in January. It's really weird. Looks like a poor buy from Chelsea. However, they have secured a buyback clause. Ethan Nwaneri of Arsenal, that's definitely one to watch. He seems like he really wants more minutes, and Arsenal looks like they're going to guarantee him that and give him a new contract. Interesting that Grokeres is going to get a punishment, so I think it could be quite unhealthy if he's going to be left at the club. Fenerbahce not in talks with Liam Bailey. I like Liam Bailey. He hasn't really worked out, I don't think, in a Man United shirt. Looks like Brian Mbeumo to United is inevitable, but it's taken a long while. Again, United won't have much cash in hand at the moment. We know they've got a lot of debt to pay off, but again, the player wants to move. Brentford, I think, are willing to sell, reportedly anyway, one of them, Mbeumo or Wissa, so it looks like that could go ahead. Andre Onana injured in pre-season training. United will hope that he's fit, but not the end of the world. So that is all your headlines. No disrespect to Onana, but he's not, the finished article is not the best cup of tea sometimes, and it is only pre-season training, but United will be hoping it's not a serious injury at all. But that is your Premier League news and transfer window update with me, football content creator and Harry Scarfe. Please drop me a follow at Harry Scarfe22 across all socials. I also have my own YouTube channel, Harry Scarfe, which includes my podcast, the Scarfe Spurs podcast. But I'm a proud regular here at Chris Callan's channel. I want to thank him for this opportunity again. I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. Thanks so much for watching.